Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new FanBoyPotion video. And today we are doing the WrestleMania 32 predictions video. I am super duper excited about this one. Of course, that's just a few hours away. I'm super duper excited to see how it will actually play out. WrestleMania is always like the time of the year that it's really fun to be a wrestling fan, because whatever you say about the WWE product, this is the time of year when it's just fun, it's exciting, there's a lot of like, oh, what's gonna happen type things going on to it. I really wish that it could be like that throughout the entire year, but I think that it's still a bunch of fun, and hopefully we will enjoy it this year. Last year's Mania was great. I thought the year before that was really fun as well. So they're on a really good streak, and hopefully they can keep it up. So with that being said, let's get rocking and rolling. There's a lot of matches to get through. I'm going to be kind of going through them quickly, not too many explanations, because it would take simply too long. The United States Championship is going to be defended by Kalisto against Ryback. I think that Kalisto will be walking away as the United States champion from this match. Now, they have kind of teased Ryback to a certain extent, like, okay, maybe he's getting like rebuilt, you know, new gear and everything. So I think that it could make sense for him to walk away as champion if they're going to do another match. But I think that this will probably be a pretty quick match, and I think maybe like a quick roll-up or something like that will go to Kalisto. Then we move on to the Total Divas, which is the, of course, 5-on-5 tag team match between the Divas versus Team Bad and Blonde. And I think that the Total Divas will be walking away victorious from this match. They have the TV show going on, and I think that this is probably going to be Bree's last match. Maybe within the company overall, or maybe just, I'm certain that it's probably her last WrestleMania. I mean, never say never, but I think they'll probably kind of give her the tip of the cap, so to speak. Then we have the Usos versus the Dudley Boys, which I think was supposed to be a preview or a pre-show match, but I think they moved it up to the main actual show, and I really think that the Dudleys should win this. And not because I think that, oh, the Dudleys are just a better team. I actually think the Usos right now are better for the WWE, but I think that you could probably get another match out of this and continue to build the tag team division further, and I think that this could work as a pretty good like secondary feud or tertiary feud within the tag team division. So I would love to see the Usos challenge the Dudleys again at Extreme Rules maybe, and have a match up there as well. So I think the victory should go to the Dudleys, setting up a rematch going forward. Then we have the New Day versus the League of Nations. Now, the New Day have been champions for quite a while. This is definitely going to be kind of their WrestleMania moment, but at the same time, I feel like the League of Nations needs something. They need a little bit of a boost. They need a little bit of extra energy, a little bit of a jolt in the arm, so to speak, in terms of getting some momentum going. So I think that the League of Nations will actually be walking away as tag champions from this match. Now, I think that the feel-good moment would probably be for the New Day to win, but I think that it makes more sense overall for the League of Nations to walk away with the titles here, and again setting up the chase now with the New Day being full babyface on Raw against the League of Nations, who are most likely going to be getting booed. So I think that it would work out really well in that regard. Then of course we move on to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, which is going to be, of course, the 20-man, I believe, right? Battle Royal match. Lots and lots of competitors in this match. Lots of rumored competitors added to this match, including the surprise return, so to speak, of Cesaro. So I guess I should have said spoiler alert. But I think if Cesaro comes back in this match, he wins it. Now, since we don't know that he's back in this match, I think that the most logical thing for us to say is that the one person who's going to be walking away from this match as the winner is probably Bray Wyatt. Now, they could go ahead and pick Braun Strowman for this position as well, but I really hope that it's Bray. I think Bray has a lot more potential right now than Braun, and I really hope that maybe with this WrestleMania that will finally put the little building block and start rebuilding Bray Wyatt, because I think he's super duper talented, and I think he's been criminally underutilized as of late, especially. So with that in mind, let's move on to the next match, which will be AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. This is a perfect example, I think, of a match where you think that, well, not that you think, you kind of know who's going to win. I mean, it's pretty obvious that AJ is the one that's going to get the rub, so to speak, get over and continue on to bigger and better things, hopefully. But I think they've done a really great job with the storyline. Like, I feel like this is a perfect example of where we know what the destination is, but the journey has been quite fun and interesting between these two. Yes, there were some bumps in the road, and there were some things that I didn't particularly care for, but I think overall that this feud has been booked really, really nicely, and I really like where it is going, and hopefully it will conclude in a very exciting fashion at WrestleMania with AJ Styles going over and getting the big win. Then we move on to the Intercontinental Championship matchup, which is, of course, going to be a 7-man ladder match, so that should be quite exciting. This is essentially their way of giving us a Money in the Bank match without really giving us a Money in the Bank match, even though, to be quite honest, a Money in the Bank, of course, is a lot more valuable than the Intercontinental Championship at this point is, or I guess for the last few years now. But, of course, it will be Kevin Owens defending against Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder, Sin Cara, The Miz, and who am I forgetting? Stardust. So quite a stellar little lineup of wrestlers, and hopefully it'll be a fun match. I definitely think that it should have been Sammy versus KO versus Neville. Unfortunately, Neville got injured, so I think that the secondary option should have been KO or Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. I think that would have made a lot more sense, and I think that Kalisto should have been the one defending in the ladder match. I think that would have made a lot more sense, to be quite honest. But personally speaking, I think that Kevin Owens might just be the only man. Well, actually, now that I think about it, him and Kalisto are likely to be the only man that walk out of WrestleMania still as champions. So I think Kevin Owens will win this match. I mean, that's the one thing that I'm leaning towards. But to be honest, like, my heart is telling me, just go with Sammy. He just had a Match of the Year candidate, without a doubt. In my opinion, it is the Match of the Year so far, with Shinsuke Nakamura just 2 nights ago. And I think he should. This would be a great way to kind of kickstart his career on the main roster, is just be like, okay, you got the Intercontinental Championship, go, and get a feud going with KO. But at the same time, I think that you could definitely set up something where maybe Sammy was like super close to winning it, and then you do a one-on-one match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at Extreme Rules, and I think that would make perfect sense going forward, honestly. So, that in mind, my final pick is going to be Kevin Owens, but I really, really hope that Sami Zayn will be walking away as the winner. So now we move on to the quadruple main events, the big main events of the show. So first and foremost, we have the Divas Champion, Charlotte, which hopefully will be changing to the Women's Champion come Monday night. But she will be defending the title in a triple threat contest against her 2 compadres from NXT, Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. I think Sasha Banks is the kind of golden diamond lock pick to win this match. I think that she's the one that everybody's going to be picking, which is why I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say that I think Becky should win this, and I think Becky will win this, just to throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into the whole situation. I think that would be a little bit of a shocker. I think that would be the kind of thing we don't expect, and I still think that the fans would be happy with that pick. I think Becky has been really getting into a new path in her career. Like, I feel like she's reaching that Sasha Banks level of people being excited to watch her perform, and Charlotte has been a really, really great heel. So I think overall the women's division is looking great and better with these 3 women at the helm, and Bayley joining them hopefully quite soon, with Asuka in the so to speak, in the shadows. I mean, the women's division is looking really, really great, and I cannot wait to see how it continues to evolve and grow going forward. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar in a no-holds-barred street fight. So this should be obviously a very physical match. This will be a really, really interesting contest, hopefully, and one that I hope will make Dean Ambrose look good, because I think it's a pretty obvious pick that Brock Lesnar will be winning this match. I'm just really hopeful that they don't make Dean Ambrose look terrible in the process. I hope that he looks very, very, very strong and comes out of this match looking as a very credible main event level player, because there are ways that you can lose but still come out looking like the winner, looking like $1 million, and I hope that Brock is willing to do that for Dean Ambrose and is willing to make him look really, really good in this match. So, we then move on to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, which will be, of course, Triple H defending his title against Roman Reigns. The Roman Empire, will it rise or will it fall? That will be, of course, all decided here at WrestleMania. Just last year, Roman Reigns was headlining WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. I honestly think that there is a good chance that they will headline Mania. That's going to be actually, I think, a telltale sign, I think, of WrestleMania is depending on whether or not they're going to let this match headline. I have a feeling that for some reason Shane McMahon versus Taker are going to headline the show, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do let this match go on last. I think that if this match goes on last, there is without a shadow of a doubt Roman Reigns is winning this match. If this match is not going on last, I think that's where there is a chance that he might not actually win this thing. Now, I know that it sounds kind of counterintuitive because you would think, well, you know, if it's going on last, that means that the match is going to be, you're likely wanting to send the fans home happy, and the fans are not particularly happy with Roman Reigns. So how do you do that with him winning? I think that there's a pretty decent chance that Roman Reigns becomes heel at this show. I think that they should try to execute the double turn. Triple H goes babyface, Roman Reigns becomes a heel. I think that should really, really work. Just like they did with Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin way back in the day. I think that would be really, really cool if they actually did go ahead and pull that off as the plan for the show. And I think that that's the only way that the fans would quote-unquote be happy, because I think that that's a good thing. Like, the fans, that's the thing I think that a lot of people don't get, is that I don't think the fans hate Roman Reigns. I think they just don't like the way he's being presented. And I think if he's presented as a bad guy, doing a lot of the similar things that he's doing, I think the fans would actually gravitate to him and they would like to boo him. And he would be a successful bad guy or heel, so to speak. So I think that the only logical step for Roman Reigns' career is to become a heel. I think that that's the only thing that would really kind of make sense, and I think that hopefully the WWE recognizes that, and that's exactly what they will practice at this show, is to execute in some creative way the turn of Roman Reigns, or at least start planting the seeds of it. Finally planted the doubt of him becoming a bad guy. I think that would make perfect sense. So with that being said, now that I've kind of talked myself into circles and circles, now they have confirmed that this is going to be or not confirmed, but there are rumors that this is going to be a no disqualification match. A lot of the posters have said that and stuff like that. So there's rumors that on the show it will actually be kind of like elevated to a no disqualification match, which then kind of raises points of like, okay, who could get involved in this thing? Like, who would be willing to get involved and potentially, you know, maybe cost Roman the match, or cost Hunter the match, or anything like that. And that's certainly interesting. Like, I definitely do like that idea. I think that that's a pretty interesting idea to see somebody else getting involved in this match. Look at that Superman punch. So I am intrigued to find out whether or not that will happen. I doubt that it will. And I think it's just for the physicality of the match to be a lot more physical. I think they're trying to make it a match that is no disqualification. It's going to be a little bit difficult to follow up things like Shane McMahon versus Undertaker if they go on last, or even Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, my pick for this match, the final pick that I will go with, is Roman Reigns. As I said before, I talked a lot about this match, but it is a big, big main event. Roman Reigns walks away from WrestleMania, whether it be as a babyface or a heel, as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And then, ladies and gents, of course, we have our other final match of the night. The main event, so to speak, of the night is going to be Shane McMahon wrestling against The Undertaker. It is Undertaker's career at WrestleMania on the line against Shane McMahon's possibility of winning control over Monday Night Raw. I think that it makes no sense for Shane McMahon to win the match in terms of like defeating The Undertaker, but I think if they do it in a creative way, I think that it would make perfect sense for Taker to lose here, because what's the point of doing this whole control thing? Like, this Shane McMahon doesn't go away on Monday Night Raw, right? Like, if this is just a one-off WrestleMania thing, like, okay, well, Undertaker wins, and then what have you gained? If Shane McMahon wins, you have potentially gained another 6 months of interesting television, of going back and forth and creating storylines around the notion of Shane McMahon having control over Monday Night Raw, and how will that affect the show? How does that affect the lineup of the superstars, the matches, so on and so forth? So I think that it just sets up a lot more interesting possibilities with Shane winning than Taker winning. Plus, look, you are in the home state of The Undertaker. You are in Texas, so I think that it would kind of work very well in that regard to, like, you know, give him the nod, so to speak. I guess, yeah, just the nod to kind of say, okay, well, your last match at Mania was at the home state WrestleMania, so at least you get that. It would be kind of strange if he actually, like, if they actually followed through on this and they said, okay, yeah, Undertaker is actually never going to compete at WrestleMania. Now, they could, of course, obviously do some sort of a cheap cop-out type thing where they go like, oh, well, Shane has gained control over Monday Night Raw, and guess what? He's going to make it so that Undertaker can wrestle at next year's WrestleMania. That's it. Problem solved. So, between now and then, lots of the things can change. I just think that you gain a lot more with Shane winning than you do with Taker winning. So, I mean, maybe they could set something up where Shane could say, like, I get a rematch, or I get another chance at gaining control at Extreme Rules or something like that, but I just think it won't have the same kind of charm. Whereas if he wins at WrestleMania, I think that's going to be huge. People are going to tune in on Monday Night Raw to find out, how does this affect the show? What does this do to the show? And what kind of exciting things can occur as a result of it. So I would personally say that I think Shane McMahon wins this match and walks away from WrestleMania with the control of Monday Night Raw in hand. I think that this match is going to have a whole bunch of shenanigans. I think there's going to be a bunch of people getting involved in this match. There are rumors of Goldberg. There are rumors of John Cena. There are lots and lots of rumors. I mean, you could definitely set up a lot of interesting things. John Cena potentially could finally turn heel in the biggest way possible. He costs Undertaker the match and helps Shane McMahon, which kind of creates like a double-edged sword where it's like John has done it to help Shane, but then you just cost Undertaker his WrestleMania moment. So I think that would be interesting. There's lots and lots of possibilities for this, and that's the thing that I find so exciting about this match, is that there really is no one who's 100% certain about what way this is going to go. Nobody is 100% sure how it's going to go, how it's going to unfold, who might get involved, who might not get involved. Will Stone Cold be involved in some way in this thing? Who else is likely to become a part of this match? And I think that that's the most exciting component about the show. So for me, I cannot wait for WrestleMania to go live. I cannot wait to see what WrestleMania will bring this year. I have a feeling like it's going to be a really good show, especially because going into it, I kind of thought, oh, this is not going to be an interesting show. Like, there's so much things in this show that I'm like, or so many things, sorry, that I'm like, how is that going to be good? How is this going to be good? But then when you start really thinking about it, you're like, if they do creative things at the show, and you got to give it up to the writers and to the people that work within WWE, especially in the backstage segments, during WrestleMania, especially WrestleMania and the Monday Night Raw after, I feel like that's like the peak shows where creativity seems to be quite high. They seem to get just amazing creative with the way that they tell their stories, and hopefully this will be no different this year. Hopefully we will get those amazing memorable moments from WrestleMania, and it is a fun show to watch. I thought NXT TakeOver was a really incredible show, so we will see if the main roster can follow through. You also have to imagine there's definitely possibilities of people like Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, maybe Bayley even, debuting and making their presence known, whether it be at WrestleMania. Balor, of course, could come along with the Balor Club, and they will make their presence felt either at WrestleMania or potentially on Monday Night Raw. So there's a lot of interesting things that will be happening in the universe of the WWE over the next few hours here, over the next 48 hours. The WWE universe is going to be rocking and rolling, and it is going to be a really fun time to be a wrestling fan. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you're excited about the show. Let me know your predictions in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you, lovely folks. Let me know what matches you're looking forward to the most. And if you're a wrestling fan, enjoy tonight, enjoy tomorrow night. Hopefully you enjoyed NXT and last night with the Hall of Fame, because it has been just an amazing few nights of wrestling that have been spectacularly fun and very enjoyable indeed. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's predictions video. Can Triple H get the cover here? He's gonna get the hook of the leg, and I ain't kicking out. This is what a lot of the fans in WrestleMania would like to see, of course, is the fact that Mr. Triple H will be walking away as winner, but we'll see if it will happen or not. Ladies and gents, thanks all for watching. I'll catch all of you lovely folks next time with next month's prediction for Extreme Rules. Of course, have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you later, alligators. Bye, everyone.